to the cloud. Okay. Okay, it is 7:04. This is the May New Canaan Parking Commission meeting. The first thing we should do is approve the minutes from our April meeting. Stacy sent those out early in the week. Does anyone have any questions, changes, suggestions? No. All right. So can I get a motion to approve the April 2022 meeting minutes?
Motion to approve.
All right. And Jen, you want a second?
I second.
All right. And you got that down? All right. All in favor? Boom. We're working with a small but efficient and effective group here today. This is going to be a super short meeting. So I think we should move on to the first. We only have one thing. All right.
That's an appeal.
Yeah, we have one appeal. So Stacy, you want to take us through it?
Sure. So, she appealed, because she was parked in a obstructing a travel lane. Hold on, Lisa. She was obstructing a travel lane. So, the officer asked her to move, and she did not move. She was saying that she was, waiting for somebody, and, she was asked a couple of times to move, which I'm trying to get Lisa in. I'm not sure if you hear her, but she can tell you a little bit more about what actually happened. And she didn't move, so she was given a ticket. And I did send you guys, did I send you? I did
Yes.
send you, right? With the picture.
We have the picture, and we also have the officer's statement, and we have the statement from the driver. And, you know, once again, the picture says it all. She was she was in a travel lane on a very dangerous corner. She was partly in a crosswalk, and she was asked to move once, at least once, if not twice, and she didn't, and then was shocked she got a ticket. So, does anyone else have any comments or questions?
I
I
don't.
think Lisa might be on there if they had any questions for her.
Yeah, she was in, and I don't know what happened.
She's not there any longer?
No, she's not. She was there and then she left. Marley
were
or
there?
Jen, do you have any questions? I actually ran into Lisa and spoke to her about it, so I personally feel confident that,
Pretty
you know,
cut
what
and
she's
dry.
saying is right.
Pretty cut and
Marley,
dry.
do you have any questions?
No, I kind of feel bad for our parking people sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think because, you know, and there's no reason it was a 2-person Uber Eats operation, and there was no reason. Also, we now have the 15-minute zone right around the corner. I mean, not even around the corner, like 20 yards. And she insisted on staying there. It's a really dangerous spot. So I would like to put up a motion to uphold the ticket.
I actually have Lisa, if anyone had any questions, she is
No.
on my phone. Okay.
Tell her we're fine. We got it.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay.
I don't know what I see my face on my phone and I'm popping you through the phone call. It's just weird.
No worries.
All right.
All right.
We're good. Tell her thank you for trying. All right, I'd like to put a motion up that we will uphold this ticket. Anyone want to second that?
I do.
Jen upholds it, and all in favor of upholding the ticket? All right, 1, 2, 3, the ticket is upheld. Okay, in terms of old matters, I'm just pulling this up here. Last month, Jen, you were out, but we had a conversation. You know, there were some tickets once again by truck drivers. And I think we all have somewhat sympathy overall that so many so many of these drivers get tickets. Stacy is educated that many times companies just pay the tickets. It's just part the cost of doing business. But what could we do to help the drivers? So I asked Stacy and Mike and Lisa, the parking enforcement officers, to write up some notes. And I'll send those around that, could we, and we would have to get permission from Board of Selectmen and probably someone in the police department. Could we have a flyer that the enforcement officers could hand out? So they said, they gave rules for Elm Street, Main Street, other streets in the downtown district. I think I would want to put a little map on there, maybe even on the back, because we talk about parking is available at a loading zone and at South and Burtis. And I think we could do sort of a little mini map with the with the written instructions on one side and verbal on the other. Just as a gesture to say, listen, we appreciate you trying to do business here, but you've got to follow the rules. And, if you park in a crosswalk or in a handicap zone, you're going to get a ticket. It's just no way around it. But here's where you can double park. Here's where some loading zones. I think we want to adjust this, Stacy, to talk about some of these 15-minute zones that we've implemented. So I think we're off to a good start on that. I'm going to, I'll send it around to you guys what I have now. And then, because it's coming from the town, it'll have to be approved Board of Selectmen and probably PD. It's someone at PD, Stacy, don't you think?
Yes. Yep.
So that was that.
Laura,
Take a
I
look.
really like that too. Like, we really appreciate you're doing business here, and like, we understand, we want to help you. Like,
Right.
I love that. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's the message. And, we want to educate people. And, Elm Street, especially right now with all the construction going on, they're expanding the sidewalks. It looks amazing, like in front of Ann Taylor and Ralph Lauren. It's like, oh my gosh, I could have the holiday stroll show there. It's just great. And they're going to move up the street, which will be loud for a short time, but it's really going to look nice. So, Elm Street just got a little narrower, but anything we can do. So I'll send you what we have, and then I'm going to find out what my exact path is to get that done.
Great.
The other old business was EV chargers. There is a couple of us who are interested in EV chargers, and it's sort of a self-appointed group. We're not sanctioned by the town. It's Leo Carl, who's obviously the most knowledgeable. A couple people from DPW, Chris Herring, who's a former police parking commissioner, myself, and we met. And Drew was invited, but he wasn't able to join us. We met last Friday via Zoom, and Leo's gonna work something up and send it over to the first selectman that we'd like to get an official committee working, because it's so complicated. There's so many options with the EV chargers. There is one going up on the town hall annex, the former Outback, which is great. And then they're hoping from some rebates they get from that to put the second one in Morse Court. So we're trying to get ahead of it, but it's so complicated. There's so much to learn. So I think we want to set up kind of a set of standards and practices for that. Next, Stacy, you want to tell us, you went in front of Board of Selectmen to get some of the last things approved that we voted
Yes.
on?
Just to let you know, the Board of Selectmen approved the premium business fees at the 465, I think it was 10. That's what the tax, they approved that, and they also approved the continuation of the free employee business permits, as well as going to an annual renewal. So everything that was unanimously voted on by the Parking Commission was accepted by the Board of Selectmen.
Okay. Okay, that's good. We've covered that. Stacy, is there anything else you want to share with us, input from your department? How is the transition to the new software going?
Well, there was a glitch. It did not go off very well, so we had to switch back to the old software.
Wow.
And yeah, to say the least, I wasn't very happy. Our new date to go live, and I will only go live with it again, is if they have everything in order with the permits. The ticketing was migrated over. I'm not saying that it was great. They were working on making it better to work with our department. The problem was the permits. They just couldn't migrate it over, and it took it was about 3 weeks before I finally told them, listen, we got to go back to the other program until you get this straightened out. So they had to switch me back to the old program, and I asked them to hold off any of the migration until we were finished, not only with the business permit renewals, but the commuter permit renewals.
Yeah.
And so September, we're going to work on going live, and then I will have enough time to work with it, make sure it has everything that we want, and go from there. So
Are they
it
going to
did
do
not
some
go-
adjustments for you in the meantime over the summer? Okay.
they're working on it. I told them what we need, and I told them what I wanted. And my representative that was with the company prior to them merging is working with me, and she
Okay.
has been. So like I said, it's a work in progress, but hasn't
Okay.
gone as smoothly as I would have.
Okay. Thank you for sharing
Yeah.
that. Any
Yeah.
updates on any permit changes or as you work your way through the railroad lot waiting or adding the additional 100 permits on?
No, nothing. I will say that we are, every day I will have about at least 3, maybe more people reinstating permits. I have new residents asking for townage, and we do have non-residents asking for permits as well. So, I will tell you that I have a steady flow of permits being asked to be reinstated or new
Okay.
every day. We're picking up slowly, and we'll see what happens throughout the summer.
Okay.
Stacy,
good.
as one of the new permit requests, thank you. That was awesome. And it was so easy.
You're so welcome.
Is there any value or do we want any, like, is it helpful to say somewhere, and I can think of a few forums to do this, but that, there's like some people I think don't know that there's spaces at Talmadge Hill. So is there any value in saying like, oh, hey, I just got a permit. It was super easy. They're there. My husband's back in the office 3 days a week and gets 18 tickets in Darien, like, do we want any?
What we have been doing is we have been putting flyers on the parkers that are parking in the boxcar spaces and in the pay daily spots, offering non-resident permits, because our feeling is that anyone parking in those spots more than likely is a non-resident, and that's how I'm getting more non-residents in. Oh, we got your flyer. This is wonderful. Could you tell me about it? And now I see that word of mouth is getting around as well, because I had a couple of people today who called and said, oh, I heard that you're offering it to non-residents. Could you give me a little bit more information? I'm not sure how else to get it out there. But that was our first idea, was to put the flyers on the cars.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm
well,
more
Marlene-
open for
I
like
am.
residents. Like, my husband was like, how long is it going to take me to get like a Talmadge Hill permit? I'm like, not long.
Oh, well, that I thought that was on our, that was on the town website that said there's no wait, because a lot of people who are residents called me up and said, I read on the town's website that there is no wait for Talmadge Hill, that there's availability.
Okay, so you're getting that
but-
incoming. I'm just saying, is there
Yeah.
any like push we can make, or with, like people who are, new to town or younger, and just be like, hey, you may have heard that there's like wait lists, but
You know what, Marley, I think that's a good point. I could work
Yes.
with, there are 2 women in town that are kind of welcome wagon, And they're the
Stephanie?
ones literally meeting, so maybe we could, I could put a little card, talk to them, do a little card, or at least instruct them. It may not even have to be in writing, just say, hey, there's permits at Talmadge Hill, call the parking department, explain, what your situation, and then Stacy can guide them. So I will reach out to them and let them know, because they're the ones, boots on the ground. I can certainly put it in the chamber newsletter, or we could put it in the all famous New Canaan Moms, the font of all knowledge.
I was just gonna say, I thought maybe something was on the New Canaan Moms website already, because I did have somebody ask me about that as well, that they wanted to know a little bit about it, to put it out there that way too.
All right, we'll take a look at that. I think that's a good point, Marley.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I think that's great. I would love to, do that.
Okay,
Yeah, let's fill it up if we can. And even though like it is totally on there, and when I went to the website, I just think, people are like,
right.
busy.
They don't know
and
what to do.
They don't know what to
Yeah.
do.
Okay. No, it's good. I mean, there's so much that we assume people know, but they don't, so.
And you can
Um,
always tell people, I really enjoy explaining it to people, because a lot of people don't know what's going on and how it works and everything. Please feel free to share the phone number. Tell them to call me, any questions whatsoever.
Okay, good. I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Anything else? Anyone have anything else? This could be a world record, 7:21, but with only one appeal, so that worked out well.
Great.
All right, well, thank you, everybody. I guess we need to I'll make a motion to adjourn. Someone want to second it?
I second it.
Jen seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned at 7:21. Awesome.
Thanks,
Thank
Laura.
you, team. Have a good
Thank
night.
you all. Have a
Take
good
care.
night.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.